Lots of bamboo. Blossom. Blossom is the flower of group of flowers. They're the colorful blossom in the jar. Compass. A compass is a device used to tell what direction one is going. A compass is a tool one guide traveling. Dialect. A dialect is the regional variety showing where you are from. People from UK have a different dialect of English from those in the US. Dishonest. Is someone dishonest? They do not tell the truth. They were being dishonest when they copied the answers from his test. Dwarf. A dwarf is a creature from the story that often looked like a short, hairy man. This dwarf had the present look on his face. Ecosystem. An ecosystem includes a plant and animal in an area. The river ecosystem not only includes fish but other insects and plants too. Fatal. If something is fatal, it's called is dead. They passed away in the fatal car crash. Impatient. If something is impatient, they are not able to wait for things. Both were impatient that he could barely wait for the light to turn green. Leaf. A leaf is the flat green thing on tree or bushes. In the fall, the leaf in the tree change the colors. Manuscript. A manuscript is an old book of paper written by hand. The manuscript was written over 50 years ago. Marsh. A marsh is a type of wasteland covered with grasses and short plants. The marsh was so lovely against the mountains. Patience. Patience is the ability to wait for something without becoming upset. She's patient was rewarded by catching her very first fish. Perfume. Perfume is the good-smelling liquid that grows well. With the word the perfume, everyone says you smell great. Pond. A pond is a very small area of water. The ducks swim in the pond. Proverb. A proverb is a short saying that tells you something important. The proverb edge on the face means to dance something embarrassing. Pursuit. A pursuit is a chase. The dinosaur was in pursuit of the caveman. Recite. To recite something means to repeat or say aloud in the front of the group. Katie recited the place of praising in class. Wilderness. A wilderness is where no people live. If you are not careful, you can get lost in the wilderness. Peter and the dove. Peter was a hunter. One day, he was in pursuit of a deer and became lost. He usually carried a compass with him when went into but that day he left it at home. As they walked, the forest began to look different. He didn't see any bamboo, instead he had the bushes with long leaves. The ecosystem was now very abnormal. Peter knew he was in the magic marsh. Now he was tired and thirsty, was afraid. Being lost in the marsh could be fatal. When people entered, never came out. At last he found a pond. Flowers grew around it. The blossoms smelled like the best perfume. He felt relaxed and drank some water and fell asleep. When he awoke, he saw an evil dwarf staring at him. What are you doing here? He asked the dwarf, spoken in straight dialect. I'm lost, said Peter. Can you help me? Yes, it said, but people didn't know it was dishonest. The dwarf took an old manuscript from his pocket. It was a magic map. The recite the word at the bottom. The dwarf explained, go to show you how to at home. Good, Peter said. He was impatient and quickly grabbed into the map. He decided the map was and a light appeared from the map. He walked for many days but never left the marsh. Finally, the mouse helped him back to the park. He walked in the circle. The dwarf was still there. Here's a proverb for you to think about. Is that when patience is lost, and so are you. What determines the result is that decision shape destiny of the focus here, and this decision shape destiny what different decision you get the focus on. Right now, the website focus on, and the second constantly and constantly the meaning of focus on something get the meaning. And whatever that meaning is for emotion that the end of beginning. Like a punishing it or putting me or this the roll the die. And the motion that correct what you want to do, what the action. So think about your life, the decision that shape the destiny. And that's not really happy in the last 10 years, how much decision you made. You made a different decision. Your life will completely different. The good think about honestly better or worse, say I. So the bottom line makes you want to go to work. In the matter level, the line make the recurrency. I know the Google genius I saw here. I mean, understand basic decision, but sell technology at first. But they make the decision first build on cultural hierarchy, different real life impact. The history about worthy decision when women stand up and know I work for the back of the boss. She understands the faster line, the decision shape a culture, or some understanding of the task, or being British like Cora Armstrong have some set you to get tactical cancel. Never take an email that you're back. They got in the brain, but what they hear, they see them what focus on. Different more people, what do they mean? What were the end, the beginning, what want to do? What they often grant up and championship and never want before the cancel, like emotional fairness, secular sickness chain. That's the difference to human beings are seen at the premium abroad, the my lab premium people from 80 different countries and trans I worked over a last 29 years at that wide pattern become obvious. You see it, South America and Africa America in a certain way, right? They're also ridiculous and simple. So what shape a lamb, what shape you to invisible for regret? One, state. We all had time. We had the time to do something I to do, but society can believe by sight. I can remember that I was so stupid to be there, say I. Every dance I'm about to do, that for me. Right? It wasn't the beauty, it was the state. I saw people change that quickly, but I want to finish it quickly here. The model of the world is what shaped you long term. The model of the world you future. That's what's shaping you. That's what makes you the decision what the influence really get no one or influence. And I made about three part, I believe. First, what the target is what the after, what the I believe, not the desire, design the goal, and maybe the cause of desire thought. It's already have been there, say I. So if needed, we have either situation second the target driving you and you uncover it for the truth within for the uncovered. You find what you have the belief system material castle. Some people think away gets no destroy the world, don't get to build something, break something, love someone, and then they feel the peak very quickly sickness you tell them they are first one certainty. The real the goal is die in the universal organicity and portable hạt có đi vệ sinh chưa? Vệ sinh đi xong rồi sang ngô. Vệ sinh đi con. God, they control everybody, develop the skill, give up, smoke a cigarette, and my rock pretty certain about the health. Sao con? You don't think about much. And có thể go for certainty differently, get total certainty. You get what you, huh? What else your mind so guide in her wisdom? Give us a second you minute with uncertainty. We need variety. We need surprise. How do you call love surprise AI? What determines the resources to shape decision, shape destiny? What the focus here If decision shape destiny, what determines the decision what you are focused on. Right now, decide what to focus on. In this second, consciously or unconsciously, you focus on something get a meaning. And whatever that meaning is brought in motion, that's the end and beginning. If they got punishing or rewarding me of this the roll of dice. In the motion, they can create what they're going to do or the action. So think about the old life, the decision you shape the destiny. That's really heavy, but in the last 5 or 10 years, 15 years, how did the decision you made a different decision? Your life completely different. How many can think about honesty, better words, say I? So rotten life maybe equal to go to work. If they mess up your life, then maybe the career decision and Google opportunity I saw here. I mean, I understand that decision what they sell technology at first. What they made that decision work first build the control how to go to work be different, their like different their impact. The history about the work decision when the government stands up saying no, I won't go back to birth. She didn't influence the decision shape our culture, or someone standing in front of the test, or being in visualized unless I'm trying someone said to you because testicular cancer, the breath were tougher in your as what you got back. Because a brain you got in the lung, but your decision is what you focus on. Even the most people what does it mean? It wasn't the end the beginning what want to do. He goes off and with 7 children again never once before the cancer because they got emotional fitness. Psychotic no string. That's different human being around seen around 3 million people proud that my last 3 million people from 80 different countries had to train for over like 29 years. And after why plastic become obvious, you see that South America and Africa may be connected in certain way, right? Other people say also ridiculous and simple. So what shape land? What shape you? Invisible force very quickly. One state. We all have time to get the time to do something you attribute the thought to self can believe I said that really I did that so stupid I've been there say I. Have we done some everything? That was me. Right? It was ability was the state. And some people train that quickly but want to finish quickly here. The model of the growth is shape you long term. The more the growth of the future. That was shaping us. Was that people make decisions when they influence the body but the nobody influence. It's a mix about 3 parts of beliefs. First, what the target going after ideally is not desire with like desire to growth. Because the goal desire and thought in this always have been there say I. So in this we have ability 6 human needs. Second, want to what the target that driving you and uncover it for the truth to get fraud and cover. Define what's the make what the belief system not telling how to control this. The real thing always needs to destroy the world some people to build something, create something, love someone, and then the fewer you pick. So very quickly, sickness will tell you for first certainty. Those are the growth desire to reversal everyone to listen deep because for pain breathe comfortable how to get control everybody develop a skill, give up, smoke a secret, and you to got totally certain practically the honest uncertainty about the health of the children or money. You don't think much you're gonna still at your view as any speaker, but the question differently you got total certainty. We get what you feel certainty, what can happen, what can how can happen, what you feel broke out the mind so guide in her infinite wisdom. Give us the second needs what just uncertainty. What your variety? We need surprise. How much you love surprise, say I.